Oh wow, that was fast. We're already live. Nice. Okay. So if you guys don't remember, this is Stella. And Stella, the last time I showed her on my Facebook channel, I mean my YouTube channel, I showed how to do the prep process. Hey Stella. But and we were just outside. Don't let her fool you. She acts all old and tired, but we were just outside and she was prancing around out there. But anyways, once she gets on the grooming table, she just likes to lay here, which is fine. She has arthritis and it's starting to get a little bit worse as she gets older. Hey, what's up, Edel? How are you, Etel? What's up, Kimberly C? Raquel, what's up, Raquel? How are you? Nice. Raquel's actually super busy. I don't even think she's supposed to be here, but that's how much she loves me. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, not to. Hey, what's up, Diane Foster? How are you? Anyways, she says she doesn't. You know what I'm saying on my Facebook posts and everything. She acts like she's not a fan, but actually, secretly, you know. Anyways, check this out. So I just bought these. Hey, what's up, Dolores? I did two this morning, so you are too late posting. Hope you are doing well. Oh, thank you, Dolores. You enjoyed your weekend. Awesome. Raquel says, I do love you. Oh, wow, look at that. Nice. So, anyways, you see that? You put it out into the universe. You put it out there. Anyways, I literally willed it to happen. Anyways, I just bought these shark fins at my friend Josh's place when I went to go pick up my shears. So I've been using these. These are like $300 pair of shears. And you know me, guys. For the longest time, I've been using, $60 pair of scissors, the red scissors that Robin sent me which I love, I've just never used these kind of scissors before, really nice, expensive ones. It's just so quiet. So, anyways, I've really been loving this. And one thing I'll say about tools, I'm glad I waited for till 10 years. I've been grooming 10 years now before I bought my first pair of really expensive shears. I got it for half price, by the way. It was a retired groomer selling hers. But anyways, I'm glad I waited because, hey, what's up, Nikki? Because I was able now I know how to. I'm not relying on the tools to do a quality haircut. I've been doing quality haircuts. I've been rocking them out with cheap shears, which tells me like I always tell people don't rely on the tools, rely on the power of your mind, your imagination. You're the artist, right? And once you can see the finished haircut clearly in your mind, then you can create it. That being said, um, it's kind of like I've been driving my Toyota Corolla, this whole time, and now I'm driving like a Ferrari. Oh man, it's just now that being said, I do have to admit that it is much easier to get the job done. I mean, having better tools really does make the difference. However, or known had I started off with really nice shears, I would say kind of like buying a car. I mean, you can buy a really nice car, your very first car. I mean, nobody, it's a free country. But just from my experience, wrecking as many cars as I did, I would suggest, learn to drive first. Learn to drive well, learn to control the cars, and then, of course, don't get a beater because if you get in an accident, you still want a car that's, reliable. It'll keep you safe. But the first car, very first car, maybe get a used Honda Accord or something like that, and then get something nicer because now you kind of have a feel of the road, and things like that. Just my suggestion is I wouldn't start buying really nice shears like this if you're just starting off. I mean, I've been grooming 10 years and I just bought these. So I feel like, the what you call it? See that? Look how easily I just edged that ear. So what you call it? I remember when Caesar Milan went to a grooming shop and he asked the groomer there, "What's the most important tool you have in your shop?" And the groomer was like, "Oh, my force dryer or something really expensive." But he was like, "No." He was like, "Oh, it's got to be my scissors." Like he was like, "I got these really expensive." He was like, "No. And Caesar Milan, he guys just looked at Caesar a little confused, and Caesar Milan said, "The most important tool in your shop is you." He was like, "Your mind, the energy that you carry." He was like, "You are the most important tool in your shop." And I love the fact that he called him a tool right to his face, and the guy loved it. That's my style. If I'm going to insult somebody, I'd like to just, boom, do it right in front of their face. But anyways, which is why I respect him so much. Just straight up called him a tool. But anyways, but he is Caesar Milan. If Caesar Milan came and called me a tool, I'd be like, yeah, baby, I can be more than a tool. Anyways, um, what I'm saying is that, you know, learning the skill first, learning how to control these shears, right? There we go, and get right up to the ear leather without actually clipping it or scissoring it. Causing it. So learning how to control these shears and learning how to execute the cut first, I think that's more important than actually buying expensive shears. That being said, oh wow, when you get an opportunity to, I highly recommend buying some nice shears. Let's see. You work with the most laid back dogs. Yeah, I know, right? We actually just took a bong hit together, Raquel. So, anyways, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't travel with my bong. Um, Muslim happy dog groomer. What's up? Says once I went shark fin, I can't use anything else. Oh, nice. Dolores says nice shears. You deserve them. Thank you, Dolores. Raquel says what kind of shears? A little swivel thumb here, so I can swivel it around. But I like to keep it right here like that, anyways. So it controls the shears better. So, anyways, now that I've rambled on about everything other than the eyebrows, let me go ahead and end the stream. You know what I'm saying? Clickbait, baby. Got y'all to watch this, saying I'm going to demonstrate the eyebrows. I just talked about shears and bragged about my brand new expensive scissors. And now I'm about to end the stream, y'all. Anyways, no, I better not say that. Watch the owner walk in and actually make it come true. Okay, so sorry for all the rambling here. There we go. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna teach you the easy way to do Schnauzer eyebrows. Well, the way I do it. And I guess it's not easy. It's just I've become better. You know what they say: the work never actually gets easier. You just get better. So, anyways, maybe it's not that easy, but it's the way I do it. It was first taught to me by Barbara. I'd like to make a little shout out one more time to my friend Barbara Johnston, who taught me how to do Schnauzer eyebrows about 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, which is crazy to think about. We've been friends for a decade now. Anyways, and she has a shop in Lawrenceville called um, Swanky Paws. Sorry about that. Swanky Paws in Lawrenceville. So just wanted to give my shout out and respect one more time to my groomer friend who first taught me this. So here's what you do. See, the scissor flip kind of doesn't work that well with the swivel thumb, but it still kind of works. Anyways, I comb the eyebrows straight out to the side. Okay? So now the eyebrows are straight out to the side. Now, with the curved this way, right? So on this side, I'm going to switch it and have the curve going this way, right? But on this side, the curve matches. See that? Because I'm going to make a curve like that. So I'm just going to go straight here, straight back to the ear. So I'm just going to go here, make that cut. And that's just straight back. Okay? So now we made that straight cut. Come back here. There we go, straight back to the ear, right? Now we have all this. Oh, you know what? Sorry. That way, when I do scissor the eyebrows, you can kind of see the eye. So let me clear this back with my thinners. Get rid of all this. Right here in between the eyes. Be careful not to get the eyebrows. Okay. So I'll do the same thing on this side. I'll get all that little fluff right there in the middle. Clean all that up. And I do like to rest it against their, and then I kind of rest the bottom edge right there. Not really close. And you can clip it. I mean, I know a lot of groomers just prefer to clip it, use clippers here with like a 10 blade or sometimes a 7 blade, clean this area up. I just I just like doing it with scissors. There you go. I feel like it blends in a lot better with scissors too. You don't get those sharp clipper lines. Especially when you're using thinners like I am, because these thinners aren't not going to leave any sharp lines. It's going to keep it nice and soft. See that? There we go. So now we got both sides clear. So you can see the eye once I scissor it. So now, okay. So now I'm just going to make it pointy. See that? And then what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to see the eye from the side of the head there. Oh my goodness, you can't even see what I'm doing. Right there. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Well, I just bought myself some Kenchi shears. Oh, nice. Kenchi shear, nice. Are the swivel thumbs hard to get used to, or does it feel completely? It took me a little bit to get used to, okay, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so now, see what I've done? Here's the shears, right? The regular curved. I'm gonna flip it and hold it upside down to get the curve the other way and go right here. Go in. We can move that ear out the way as well. There we go. See that? So we kind of get in there. And this may not be the way, you do a show dog. I mean, you might not win any competitions, at the shows with this. But this is just a little, I guess, an easy DIY pet trim way, There we go. There we go. So that's one eyebrow right there set. Can you see the difference? In this eye, you can actually see her eye, right? When I look at her, I can see it. I can almost fix this with thinners. There we go. And there we are. So we got that one eye set. Helen Daniel, Gene, Schnauzer, my favorite breed. Oh yeah, they're fun, right? They're a lot of fun. Okay, so now the other side. So now, instead of holding it this way, which would be the right way, I'm gonna reverse it so that I get this curve, right? That curve to go this way. So same thing here. Just gonna comb it out to the side. And now the thing is, one thing to mention is during the prep, when I was combing all the tangles and mats and all the dead hair out, I was combing the eyebrows forward. When I was drying her, I was blowing the air forward and combing the eyebrows forward. So I was training the hair to lay forward like this the whole time. So it's you want to start with the end goal in mind, right? And I didn't just start combing this all forward and trying to stretch the hair this way, when I'm doing a haircut. I've been doing this the whole time, every time I groom her. So that's why the hair tends to lay nicely that direction. If you're finding it hard when you got this kind of cowlick and the hair doesn't really lay nice like that, and it lays like that, then that's why. Just for a few grooms, just keep doing that. And every chance you get, just keep combing the hair forward. And now, instead of combing it forward, I'm going to comb it to the side here, side and out, to get that first cut here. And the first cut is going to go straight back to the ear, right there. So I'm just kind of setting my line first. See that? Right? So it's not really like this yet. It's not angled, but I did set a little line there. Now, I'm gonna flip this ear back. And move the camera on this side here. There we go. Sorry, I got wires, cords, my bag. Here we go. I didn't know I was gonna be doing this. So it's kind of like my life, my whole life. Just I never really know what I'm gonna be doing. Anyways, here we go. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of create that angle right there. So it kind of angles in. We can see the eye. There we go. There we are. Now I just want to get the two sides even. See that, how it's starting to come together? There we go. Just scissoring that angle. There we go. Now it's been a while since I worked side by side with Barbara. So she may watch this and be like, what in the world? Like, what are you doing? Don't, blame me for that. So if that is the case, Barbara, I'm sorry. There may be things I've forgotten, but so this is kind of what I've retained from what Barbara taught me and how I like to do my Schnauzer eyebrows. So let me show you right here. My clippers. There we go. Sorry if anybody has motion sickness. So there we go. Got the eyebrows set. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so there it is. So there's this side, so you can kind of see the eyes right there. See that? You can see the eye. On this side here, you can see the eye. See that? Nice. So there's the Schnauzer eyebrows. Now I'll let you know. I mean, not let you know. I'll show you how to. I'm sure she'll be happy with your work. Nice. Well, yeah, her parents, they're super easy. They're super easy to deal with and so nice. I remember one time I kind of got defensive. I was going through a divorce and I just had a lot on my plate and I was very extra sensitive, emotional, and there was a little miscommunication in the email and I kind of said something snarky. And he totally let it slide and he was like, he's so nice about it. And then I realized I made the mistake and I apologized and I was like, man, you're so nice. I was like, you totally let me have a pass on that. I really appreciate it. And he was like, no, but anyways, yeah, her parents, these guys, like they're so amazing. They're so understanding, patient. One time he told me he wanted the legs shorter, and so I asked how short, and he pretty much said like really short, because for the summertime. So I just did the legs with like a 4 or 2, I believe. So she looked so weird because she didn't have the nice schnauzer legs and everything was like all shaved, and really short. She looked like she was on stick legs. And I didn't like it either, but I just figured that's what they wanted. And he was like, no, that's not what I want. I just wanted it shorter. So I was like, how shorter? How much shorter? And he was like, I don't know, just so that she still looks like a schnauzer. I was like, oh, okay. So he still wants the skirt, and the full legs. So see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of making everything nice and smooth with the thinners. So there we go. There we are. There's the Schnauzer eyebrows. See that? Doesn't look nice? So that's how we do it. So really, all you need, um, you're gonna need a curve shears, and they don't have to be shark fin, but you're going to curve shears, and you're gonna want some thinners. I was using this to demat her earlier because it doesn't have a sharp edge. See that? It has a blunt end. So, oh, Helen says absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Helen. But yeah, see, beautiful, right? OMG. There you go. So I might fix that right there, kind of soften that with thinners. But there we go. Schnauzer eyebrows. Schnauzer eyebrows. And now all I got to do is have her stand up, and I'm going to scissor her feet real quick, kind of trim up her legs and skirt, and she's done. Great job, girl. I'm so proud of you. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, so should I just continue streaming and show you guys how I'm going to finish her up so you can see the finished product? Or should you guys done? You guys done with me? Alright. I don't want to push it. Alrighty. Oh, Dog Groomer says, I love it. Dog Groomer, has anyone given you any shit for your name? Because I remember when I first started my channel back in 2012, somebody gave me some shit about it. And they were like, how dare you call yourself the Dog Groomer? And I was like, what? You know, I'm like shaking because I'm not like a confident guy, you know? I'm like, I fight my insecurities all the time. So I'm like shaking, like, oh, you know, I'm like, oh, no, I don't, what are you talking, you know? And then the lady was like, I've been a groomer for 20 years. And in those 20 years, I never had the audacity to call myself the dog groomer. And I was just thinking, maybe that's the problem. Maybe you should have the audacity to call yourself the dog, you know? But anyways, I changed the name because I remember, you know, I didn't like the feeling that I'm ruffling feathers for no reason. And I was like, and I don't like to feel like I'm being arrogant or anything. So I was like, she's right. I'm not the dog groomer. So I changed it to June the groomer. But anyways, good for you, dog groomer. Shoot. Okay, sorry about that. Shoot. Not so far. Nice. Also, see, I paved the way. I paved the way. Now people are just more accepting. Kimberly says, keep going. Okay, all right, cool. If you guys want to see it through and flip this ear back so I don't catch the ear by accident, and just kind of touch it up a little bit more if I wanted to. There you go, so it doesn't stick out so much. But I can always do that after the haircut's pretty much done. Like I've already done the legs and the feet. Then I can come back and kind of nitpick here on the eyebrows. And boy, do I like to nitpick my own work. When it's someone else's groom, that's the weirdest thing. When it's someone else's groom and they're like, oh, June, how does it look? I'm like, great, you're doing fantastic. You know, and they're like, you don't think I can touch up? I'm like, you know, you can if you want. I'm like, so super easy with others. But then when it comes to myself, I'm just like, do you even know how to groom? Like, do you even know what grooming is? Like, how could you let that slide? You know, I'm so hard on myself. And I'm working on that. I'm working on that because I realize sometimes when I lose patience with others, it probably stems from that, you know, being so hard on myself. Because they say we can't give to others what we don't have for ourselves. So if I don't have compassion for myself and I'm not kind to myself and I don't let myself off the hook sometimes, how can I give that to others, you know? Okay, dog groomer. I am just a dog groomer. You're the dog groomer. Ah, that's the small little details. That's what I missed. Shoot. Okay. A dog groomer is fine. The dog groomer, I can see. Ignore what people say about it. Kimberly says, I wish I could do an apprenticeship with you, June. I just started house call grooming, and it's so different than being in a salon. Oh, yeah, yeah, it is, right? I mean, shoot, I have this freedom, just take my time. So anyways, I don't really like to ask her to stand up too much unless I absolutely have to, because again, she has arthritis, and it's getting worse. But it's going to be really tough to trim her feet and everything when she's laying down like this. So I'm going to ask her to stand up just for a moment. But she also knows that, you know, whenever I do ask her to stand up, it is for a reason. And here's how I do it. First, I find my whip. Where's my whip? Where's my leather whip? I'm kidding. Here's what I do. Put my hands under here. Good girl. And just kind of let her know. Okay, can you stand? Thank you, girl. Oh, thank you. Because even though she's an old lady, I want her to still have her dignity, you know? I want her to feel like she did it on her own, you know? I didn't just plop her up and make her stand, you know? Like she's working with me here. And she stood up on her own, you know? She still has her dignity intact. You know, I want to treat her with respect. She's a beautiful lady, right, girl? This, the reason why her hair looks so nice and fluffy, all of this was worked out pre-bath. And that was the 2 hours I spent combing out and working out all those tangles. So that's why she looks so, you know, this is, anyways, okay. So what I like to do is pick up her foot and just clean up the bottom, anything I missed with the clippers. Because usually, no matter how clean you shave the bottom of the pads before the bath, after the bath, and after you finish drying them, for some reason, there's always hairs sticking out here that are uneven, that weren't there before. So I just like to trim that up, get it all nice and clean. And then I let it down. And then I just round it. Now I know you're not supposed to bevel Schnauzer feet, but I like to bevel them for pets because it keeps it nice and tight and clean. You know, and it's nice to see a little round, nice little round clean foot that's still fluffy. So it's still fluffy, it's still round, and it's really nice and close to her feet. Nice and tight and short here at the toes. There we go. That way it's practical. Now I know that in a few weeks it will grow back out and it'll start to get dirty again when she goes out into the grass. But after a few weeks and she starts to get dirty, that's about the time it's time for me to come back and reset everything, even if it does get bad. So there we go. There's that front foot. And I'll go ahead and take the towel off and show you guys when she's done so you can see how that foot looks. Okay, now I'm gonna go through here and set the underline. And here's how I like to do that. I like to start with the leg here and just go straight through. So, see all that here? When you look at it from this angle here where I'm at, you can see all this hair that's uneven. So we even it all up in a nice little line. And then I follow this same line all the way down the skirt, all the way across the skirt. So this line here that I created here, there we go. So even though I'm not trimming a lot of hair off, it's still just enough to create that nice line, that nice design, you know. So now the back foot here. Interesting thing about the different patterns. So Schnauzer, I really like the Schnauzer pattern. See how everything's blended? There's no real clear lines. Everything's just blended, right? And then here as well, I have to blend this a little bit better. But here as well, you don't want to see clipper lines. It's all blended. And then here, we go all the way down here to accentuate this muscle here. See that? I kind of like how it goes all the way down here. Because Westies, you're going to stay up here. You know, an American Cocker Spaniel will go down here like this a little bit. You know, and then we got the Schnauzer goes down here. So, and the difference is the body structure of each dog. So that's how you determine how far you go down and shave. Is based on the muscle structure and the bone structure of the dog. Isn't that fascinating? So anyways, so even little differences like that, how far you go down, it all has a reason. It all has its place, you know? Okay, so let's do this last I mean, this back leg here. It's a little weird because usually I'd be standing where the camera's at right now. So, room at different angles so that you guys can get a better view, better angle at what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna clean up in here a little bit. Straighten this out a little bit, but not too much, you know, because we still want all of this. Because basically, it's what makes schnauzers look so beautiful, right? They're beautiful, flowy skirt and beautiful, strong legs. Okay. So again, I know I'm not supposed to bevel the feet. You know, they're not Cocker Spaniels. It's supposed to be a little bit more flat to the ground. Almost square-like. It's not really supposed to be round. The Schnauzer's feet are kind of supposed to be more square-like. But I don't care, you know? Because I feel like, you know, this, by beveling it and getting it really nice and tight and close to the toes and keeping it round, it not only helps it look cute, but it keeps it cleaner for longer because the hairs are now trimmed right there to the toes. So that's why I do that. You know, that's the thing. I feel like it doesn't really matter so much what you do because you're an artist, right? Everyone's going to do some, paint a little differently. Everyone's going to sculpt a little differently. Everyone's going to groom a little differently. But I feel like, so as an artist, it doesn't matter if you do things differently, but as long as you know why you're doing it, as long as you can give a clear reason, and that way somebody can disagree with you if they need to, right? And they can say, oh, okay, I can understand now why you think that way, you know, how you came to that reasoning, but have you considered this, you know, what you do, and you're wrong about it, that kind of helps somebody correct you better, because now it's not an argument. It's a clear, hey, have you thought about this? Or have you, you know, heard about this or whatever. And also, even if somebody was going to agree, if you can explain your thought process clearly, then you never know. Sometimes you can actually get the person to not only see and understand your point and see how you arrived at your conclusion, but sometimes you can actually change their mind, you know, just by being very clear about why you believe what you believe or why you do what you do. Because I remember one time when I was out in Arizona, I was working at the, hold on one second, let me get some drink. Do I have something to blow my nose with? Okay. Oh man, okay. Sorry about that. Oh, I thought I was gonna choke to death. So where was I? Just before I was about to die just now. Oh yeah. So as long as you can explain, have a clear reason for doing what you do, it's, even if you're wrong, it works out better for you. And the example I have is when I was working out in Cave Creek, Arizona, Yves Saint Bernard, their, you know, vet clinic slash grooming and all that. So anyways, when I was working there, I remember Michelle Knowles, who was running that facility at the time, she comes up to me, comes up behind me while I was washing a dog, and she goes, why are you doing that? And I was like, doing what? And she was like, using that shampoo? And I was like, you know, and I remember, like, I studied, I forget exactly what shampoo it was, but I was like, oh, because this shampoo is good for this kind of coat. And she was like, okay. And then she asked like some other questions, and I was like, oh yeah, because of this and this, and she was like, okay, and then I just walked away, and I kind of remember I was like, am I wrong? And she was like, no, I mean it doesn't matter. She was like, there's no right or wrong about that, and I was like, oh okay, and then she goes, I just wanted to make sure you had a good reason for doing what you're doing. You're not just doing things blindly. And I was like, uh-huh, like I like that, you know? So instead of just if somebody asks you, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Instead of saying, I don't know, this is just what we do, you know, it's what everybody does. Instead of saying that, to be able to come up with your own clear reason, conviction, you know, as to why you are doing what you're doing or why you believe what you're doing is correct. You know, to really, that's the thing though. I think the reason why a lot of us don't have clear reasons why we do things we do at our job is because it takes effort you do and come up with your own opinion about it, you know? It is difficult. It takes a little effort and work. And also, yeah, that the tough work you have to do battling your own self-doubt, you know, and your own feelings of being a fraud, you know, like who am I to come out having opinions about anything? You know, it's like, well, you are a person too, you know. You pay the same price of admission to be here on earth as everyone else did. You know, your opinion matters. The fact that you're alive, the fact that you're here, proves you matter. You know, because you are here, you exist, you take up space, right? You matter. But I don't know. For the longest time, I always felt like my opinion was meaningless. And I remember at one of the Toastmasters contests, actually, I had loaded up my speech with quotes to support what I was saying. And I remember after the contest, I was talking with one of the judges, and she was telling me how much she liked my speech and the message that I shared. And I told her that how I was so nervous that I forgot a really significant, a really good quote, a couple of them actually. And I was like, I just forgot. I mean, I was like, and I know these quotes, but while I was giving the speech, I just got so nervous, I blanked and I forgot to say this, you know, I forgot to put those quotes in the speech. And she told me that part of the speech judging criteria is originality. And she said that I already started the speech with the quote, and I already had a couple of good quotes in there. And she said if I had added two more quotes, you know, on top of the ones I'd already had in the speech, she said that she may have had to consider docking me some points based on originality because I'm using too many quotes. And I was like, oh, I was like, but, you know, like I don't want to just take their idea and take their thought and not give them credit for it. And she said, well, she was like, you can form your own opinion. And she was like, you can say it based on your own experience, and you know, say it the way you want to say it. And she goes, you don't have to always quote people. And I told her like, I know, but it just kind of makes me feel like it would be more credible. You know, the speech would be more credible because it's not me saying it, it's these really important people saying it. And that's when she looked at me and she goes, you're important too. And I was like, I know. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm not important like that. Like people who have, gone down in history as wise people who left behind these amazing quotes for us to, you know, learn from their wisdom. And she said, your opinion matters too. She goes, your life experiences are just as valid as theirs. And she said, for you to make a statement about something you feel strongly about, she goes, sometimes that can actually be more powerful than sharing a quote because you're sharing from your personal life experience and you never know how that might affect somebody. And, somebody might be able to relate to your unique experience, not the experience of somebody that you're quoting. So it just kind of really, I remember it really inspired me kind of got realized that, you know what, maybe I do have some things to say that are valuable. Maybe my thoughts or my ideas might might seem more valid, more credible, because it's not just my idea. It's someone better than me, someone stronger than me, or someone smarter than me. It's their idea, and I don't know. It was almost like a way to hide almost. Like, don't blame me. These aren't my ideas. Somebody smarter than me thought this. But it was a good lesson for me. So if I could pass that on to you, if you have life experiences, strong opinions, if you feel strongly about something that matters to you, have the courage to say it. You know, don't let the the enemy, right? Because it really is like an enemy to us. Don't let the enemy of self-doubt cause you to hesitate or second guess yourself to the point where you feel like maybe you shouldn't share an idea or a thought because you don't have a good enough quote to back it up. You don't have enough validation. People telling you that they agree. Maybe you're waiting for that and you're like, I don't have enough people to agree with me, and I just don't feel like I'm smart enough to have an opinion on things. You have every right to have and share your opinion because you, just like everybody else, paid the same price of admission to be here. Remember that. Nobody deserves to be here more than you, and nobody's opinion matters more than yours. We are all equal in the eyes of God as far as intrinsic value. Now, of course, if you want to talk about the marketplace, that's a little different. We all get paid according to the value that we bring to the marketplace. So that's a little different, you know. But if we're talking about value as a citizen of the earth, as a human being, as a child of God, as a member of the community, yeah, now that we are all equal. But sometimes I think we kind of get it mixed up. We think that that transfers over to the marketplace. And the marketplace, which is what most people would consider the real world, the marketplace is a little bit different. In the marketplace, I'll give you a little secret of how the marketplace works. The law of compensation, right? How you can, Jim Rohn says you can have and do more than you have because you can become more than you are, right? We're not a tree. So here's the formula. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. Now it takes time to bring value to the marketplace, to become valuable, to learn a skill, to become a person of value in the market. That takes time. The unfortunate part is you don't get paid for the time it takes. You get paid for the value in the end, right? So it requires a bit of patience. But like I said before, the work doesn't get any easier. You just get better. And as you get better, you become more valuable. And now you can provide a service for people or a product, or you can provide something for people that they value, that they need. And if you're good at it, not only good at it, but you do it with enthusiasm. You do it in a way that shows people that it is a real pleasure to serve them in this way. You're doing what you were meant to do. You do it with pride and purpose. Now you become valuable in the marketplace. Your demand starts to go up, and it's all just supply and demand. Like me, for example, right now, I can't take any new clients, and my clients actually have sent me a few people, and they gave them my cell phone number, and I had to tell them I'm really sorry. I can't take any new clients right now. So the demand for my services have gone up. Supply is, and I'm just one person. I can only groom so many a day, especially because I'm a slow groomer. I never market that I'm a fast groomer. But anyways, you know, you have to. But it took me 10 years. It took me 10 years to get to this point. So, whatever you do it because you really love doing it. Because you would do it whether you got paid or not. And I think that's the only way you really find fulfillment. Because I literally would do this and spend all this time and do this because I love it. Getting paid is just a cherry on top for me. So I was able to endure all of those times of financial hardship, even at the behest of my ex-wife, and she was right. I was being very irresponsible, especially with the family. But for me, I wasn't concentrated, focused on the bottom line each day. How much are we bringing in? I was focused on the finish line. Where do I want to enter? What am I getting out of this? But the real question, according to Jim Rohn, is what am I becoming here? What is this job making of me? Right? Who will I become by being proficient at this craft? Right? That's the more important question. Who can I serve? How many lives can I touch? Not how much am I going to get paid here. And I think that's why a lot of times going after your dream becomes so difficult, because nobody believes in your dream but you sometimes. Sometimes you have supportive parents, you get lucky, you get really supportive, encouraging parents. I don't know what that feels like. But most of the times, though, you're going to get people who discourage you. And they won't even do it out of hate. They're doing it because they care about you. They don't want you to get disappointed or crushed. They want to try to, keep you realistic, So you don't shoot for the moon and go after this big dream and get disappointed and crushed. So they're probably trying to protect you. Just like Jim Carrey talks about his dad, his father, who was one of the funniest guys he's ever met. And he could have been such an amazing comedian, but because he wanted to support his family and go the safe route, he became an accountant. Was it an accountant or some other desk job, safe job? And then later on, they were, tough financial hardship. And Jim Carrey said that he learned then, very important lesson. You can fail at something you don't love anyways. So if that risk of failure is always there anyways, might as well go after something you really love. And it's not even. I was talking with somebody who was interested in making their own YouTube channel, and all they were interested in was how much am I earning? How much am I making each month from the YouTube channels? And so I told him, and he got excited, visibly excited, and I was excited for him even. I was kind of just using that, because I know money motivates, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all, Money's a great motivator. So I was trying to use that to, inspire him to make his own YouTube videos, get his voice and his ideas out there. But it seemed like when I told him how long it took me to get there, it took 5 years before I even saw any money coming in. And now I'm at year 8, I'm finally starting to get consistent compensation each month for my YouTube channel. But had I started my YouTube channel with those intentions, because I told the guy, if you look at my YouTube channel and you watch my videos, I was like, they suck, dude. I was like, they suck. They have no production value. The audio usually sucks because I'm using my phone. And I was like, the lighting usually sucks, because I'm in people's homes. And I was like, the audio sucks. Everything sucks, I was like, my channel really sucks. My videos suck too, I know it. I'm it's not like I'm delusional about it. So, but I told him, I think it's because I share myself with my audience, and I genuinely want to help. And I don't, those clickbait videos really bother me when the title of the video is, 3 simple ways to fix your life. And then they spend 30, 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, talking about how these 3 things are so important to learn. And they have all these people giving testimonials about how after they learned these 3 things, their life changed. And then by the end of the video, they don't even share the 3 things. It's like, what in the world, man? What did I just spend my time for listening to this for? You know, it's like, you said you were gonna give me the 3 things. Or how about this? I saw this one commercial where this doctor was talking about the 3 foods you must avoid at all costs. So I was curious. I'm watching this, ad. I'm listening to it, and it's going on and on about how important it is to know these 3 foods you absolutely must avoid at all costs. And so I'm listening, and finally, she doesn't even say. She asks you to click the link to go to the website, and I don't know, watch another video where they're finally going to tell you the 3 things that they said that they were going to tell you before when the video started. And it's like, oh my goodness, the dishonesty, like, I don't know. So that's why in my videos, they say that if you see problems out there that you don't like, then do the opposite. Rather than try to fight them, just go and do the opposite, right? Be the change in the world that you want to see. So instead of like going after all those people and writing up an article about how dishonest that is, rather than fight it, I just figured in my videos, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to say, if you want to learn more, click the link, please like and share, hit that like button. Told myself, I'm not going to do that shit. I'm not going to do any of that shit. I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to try to be as helpful as possible, because that's genuinely what makes me feel good about myself, is when I feel like I've been helpful to someone. And especially after being clinically diagnosed as with clinical depression, diabolical depression. Anyways, and this is just an undercoat rake I'm going through just to smooth out all the dead undercoat I may have missed, make it nice and smooth. Oh, she feels so good. But anyways, I think especially because I have, I don't want to say struggle or fight. I live with depression, and I've noticed that when I go out of my way to try to help people or be of service to others, it makes me feel really good. So, I want to encourage everybody else too who might be watching this. If you feel like I talk too much and I ramble, and I do, a lot of people tell me that too. They tell me that they hate my videos because I go off topic all the time and I ramble and talk too much, and sometimes I get preachy. If you don't like that, but you do want to watch content where they show DIY grooming, then make your own video. It's like whatever you feel strongly about, it's probably meant for you to do. Just like they say that if you can't find the book that you want to read, then you're probably meant to write it, right? There you go. But yeah, I remember Robert Ohato listening to one of his streams, and Robert said, if you're looking for your purpose in life, just look around at the world around you, and whatever breaks your heart the most, that's probably your purpose. And I really like that. For me, seeing the way the dogs were being treated while they were being groomed 10 years ago really broke my heart. I felt so strongly about it that I wrote a book about it. And, that's, for me, I feel like I found my calling. And for other people, if it's racism, like how different races are being treated right now, that's a huge thing going on right now. Or if you're how kids are being treated, the sex trafficking of underage kids, like all of this stuff, whatever it is that breaks your heart the most, that's probably your purpose here on earth. Okay, so there we go. Let me do a little walk around here, show off my work. Oh my goodness, Stella, Look at here with your, oh my goodness, with those beautiful eyes, girl. And look at those feet. See? So they're tight and close and beveled, you know? And I know that's not breed standard. You're not going to win any shows with this, but it keeps it really nice and clean since it is short, right? So that, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Nice and short back. Oh my goodness. So there we go. Yay.
Hello,
Hi.
hello.